Story 44, Sleeping Beauty. Ages ago, a king and queen longed for a child. After much waiting and wishing, their wish came true when the queen gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. They named her Sleeping Beauty. To celebrate the birth of their princess, the king and queen threw a grand feast. They invited everyone in the kingdom, except for one wicked fairy who had not been invited. This wicked fairy was very angry and decided to put a curse on the baby princess. When Sleeping Beauty was still just a baby, the wicked fairy cast her curse. She declared that when the princess turned 16, she would prick her finger on a spindle and fall into a deep sleep, along with everyone else in the castle. The good fairies in the kingdom, who had also been invited to the feast, couldn't completely undo the wicked fairy's curse, but they did their best to soften it. Instead of falling into an eternal sleep, Sleeping Beauty and the castle would only sleep for 100 years, until a prince came to wake her with true love's kiss. The king and queen, worried about the curse, ordered all spindles in the kingdom to be destroyed. They hoped this would protect their beloved daughter. As the years went by, Sleeping Beauty grew into a kind and beautiful young woman. On her 16th birthday, while exploring the castle, she came across a hidden room. In that room was an old woman spinning at a spindle. She had never seen such a thing before and was curious. As she reached out to touch it, she pricked her finger and instantly fell into a deep slumber, as did everyone else in the castle. The castle became overgrown with thorns, and tales of the sleeping princess spread throughout the land. Princes and brave men from far and wide tried to reach the castle, but the thorns were impenetrable. One day, 100 years later, a handsome prince heard about the sleeping princess and decided to attempt to rescue her. With the help of the good fairies, he made his way through the thorns and reached Sleeping Beauty's chamber. He was captivated by her beauty and leaned down to kiss her. As soon as their lips met, the curse was broken. Sleeping Beauty woke up, along with everyone else in the castle. She and the prince fell in love at first sight. They were married, and their wedding was a grand celebration that lasted for days. And so, the curse was finally lifted, and Sleeping Beauty lived happily ever after with her prince, surrounded by the love and joy of their kingdom. Story 45, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Long ago, in a cozy little house in the woods, there lived 3 bears: a big papa bear, a medium-sized mama bear, and a tiny baby bear. Each bear had their own special bowl, chair, and bed. One morning, they decided to take a walk while their porridge cooled down. As they strolled through the forest, a little girl named Goldilocks happened upon their house. She was a curious girl with golden hair and a penchant for exploring. When she saw the house, she couldn't resist going inside. Goldilocks entered the house and found herself in the kitchen. There on the table were 3 bowls of porridge, one big, one medium, and one small. She tasted the porridge from the big bowl and found it to be too hot. The porridge from the medium-sized bowl was too cold. But the porridge from the littlest bowl was just right, so she ate it all up. Next, Goldilocks went into the living room and saw 3 chairs, a big one, a medium-sized one, and a small one. She sat in the big chair, but it was too hard. Then she tried the medium-sized chair, but it was too soft. Finally, she sat in the littlest chair, and it was just right. But as she sat down, she heard a crack, and the chair broke. With a full belly and a broken chair, Goldilocks went upstairs to the bedroom. There, she found 3 beds, a big one, a medium-sized one, and a small one. She lay down on the big bed, but it was too hard. Then she tried the medium-sized bed, but it was too soft. Finally, she lay down on the littlest bed, and it was just right. Goldilocks fell fast asleep. While she was sleeping, the 3 bears returned home. They immediately noticed that someone had been in their house. Papa Bear growled, "Someone's been eating my porridge." Mama Bear exclaimed, "Someone's been eating my porridge too." Baby Bear, with a tear in his eye, said, "Someone's been eating my porridge, and it's all gone." The bears then saw that their chairs were disturbed. Papa Bear roared, "Someone's been sitting in my chair." Mama Bear cried, "Someone's been sitting in my chair too." Baby Bear whimpered, "Someone's been sitting in my chair, and it's broken." Finally, the bears went upstairs and found Goldilocks in the bedroom. Papa Bear thundered, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed." Mama Bear declared, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed too." Baby Bear, his voice trembling, said, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed, and she's still there." Goldilocks woke up with a start, saw the 3 bears, and screamed in fright. She quickly jumped out of Baby Bear's bed and ran downstairs, past the broken chair, and out of the house as fast as her legs could carry her. From that day on, Goldilocks learned to respect the belongings of others and not enter their homes uninvited. And as for the 3 bears, they made sure to lock their door before going for their walks in the woods, ensuring their cozy home remained undisturbed. Story 46: The Gingerbread Man. Once upon a time, an old woman and her husband lived in a small cottage. One day, the old woman decided to bake a gingerbread man. She mixed the dough, shaped it into the form of a man, and then put it in the oven to bake. As the gingerbread man baked in the oven, it started to rise and take the shape of a little man. Suddenly, it popped out of the oven and hopped onto the kitchen table. The old woman and her husband couldn't believe their eyes. The gingerbread man had a mischievous grin on his face as he exclaimed, "Run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man." And with that, he jumped off the table and darted out the door, leaving a trail of sweet-smelling crumbs behind him. The old woman and her husband were taken aback and decided to chase after the gingerbread man. They followed him as he ran through the yard and down the road. Along the way, the gingerbread man passed a cow, a horse, and a group of chickens. Each of them joined the chase, hoping to catch the delicious treat. But the gingerbread man was too quick. He taunted them all, shouting, "Run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man." And he continued to race ahead. As he ran, the gingerbread man approached a river. He didn't know how to swim, so he hesitated for a moment. But soon, a clever fox appeared on the riverbank and offered to help. The fox told the gingerbread man to climb on its back, and it would carry him across the river. The gingerbread man agreed, thinking he was safe on the fox's back. However, as they reached the middle of the river, the sly fox said, "You're too heavy for me, gingerbread man. Why don't you climb onto my nose?" The gingerbread man, not suspecting any trickery, hopped onto the fox's nose. As soon as he did, the fox tossed him high into the air and snapped his jaws shut. The gingerbread man was gone, eaten by the clever fox. And so, the old woman and her husband, along with the other animals, never did catch the gingerbread man. He learned the hard way that his taunts and overconfidence had led to his own downfall. The clever fox enjoyed a sweet and tasty treat that day, and the gingerbread man was no more. The end.